this lesson, we're going to talk about how to serve. Now, most people don't want to serve. They want to do the waiver, okay? So if you guys agree, and if your soon-to-be ex does not want to get served, they can sign a waiver, which we'll go through in the next lesson about. You'll fill out a form, it'll pop out the waiver already done for you, and you can get your soon-to-be ex to sign that note in front of a notary and file it, and that waives service. But if you can't get that process done, we have to go back to service. And why is service important? Service is important because without proper service, perfected service, as it's called, the court doesn't have jurisdiction over the defendant, and it can't render any decisions. So it's a jurisdictional issue. So first way, we're going to go through the pros and cons of kind of each one of these. Process server. Process server is somebody who's registered as a process server in that county. They have to be registered as a process server in the county in which service happens. There's an actual list. We'll put some resources below to help you kind of see what some lists are, but they won't be up, they're not always up to date, so you really just need to figure out, call a process server, figure out if they are a process server in that county and go from there. Now, this is typically going to cost anywhere from $50 to $100. It can be more if somebody's trying to evade service and not get served. The process server has to do multiple attempts. It can get more expensive. But the good thing about a process server, they will typically fill out the rest of the summons for you and they'll file the proof of service, so that's off your plate. If it's a process server and they serve somebody at home, they can serve anybody over the age of 14 and the process and the service is still perfected. It's still good. So it's a good part about it, right? And they're typically pretty prompt because they do this for a living, so they want to get it done and move forward. Next, sheriff. Now, sheriff, all the good things about a process server still apply. Bad things are it's typically a little more expensive. I'd say it starts about 75 bucks. It starts about $75, and the problem with sheriffs is they're typically slower. They've got other stuff going on. You know, a private process server, it's their number one priority. It's their job. Sheriff typically has other stuff to do, so they're a little bit slower about getting it done. But that's the issue there. Certified mail. Now, most people try to do certified mail because it's going to cost them around $15, okay? But certified mail is the cheapest, but it comes with some hiccups. So you have to send it certified mail, return receipt requested, restricted delivery. If you don't send it this way, it's not perfected service, court doesn't have jurisdiction, nothing can happen. If you do send it this way, if you do everything perfectly, you're sitting at return receipt requested, the person who you're sending it to has to sign for it. So let's say your soon-to-be ex moved in with their parents, and you do it 100% correctly, and then they mail it off, and then the postman just has your soon-to-be ex's mother sign for it. They sign for it, give it to your spouse. Your spouse is 100% aware everything happened, but it's not perfected, so it's not service under the law because the person it was mailed to did not sign for it, and that is an issue with this. And you're going to have to get your return receipt, and you're going to have to prove to the court that you sent it correctly. So that's how this works. Like I said, the next lesson is about drafting a waiver, and after we get service, we'll move on to prepping for the rest of the divorce.